What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Sesh Program. This is our second episode of the week here with the Unknown Artist and Yottabyte. We're expecting Flamingo to be along shortly. He said he had to feed his kid pizza and then clean him up. And then also tonight we're going to have comedian Dylan Farr joining us. He was at an awards ceremony tonight, and he is on his way back. Uh, so we'll be seeing him soon. Uh, but guys, welcome. Glad that you could be here on the Sesh program.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting.
Um, yeah, so we know you guys
Hey,
because Chandler's connected with the Electric Sunshine Cult, and the Unknown Artist. I believe you're the one of the leaders for the Sunshine Cult.
Yeah, creative director. They have admins and stuff. I'd
Nice.
consider Yottabyte a pretty integral role in the whole big picture of the thing.
Oh, that's awesome. I did not realize that. We had met casually
Yeah.
through Flamingo, and he's a fun musician to hang out with, so we started hanging out. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. We play a lot of video games and connect on all that, and I love being able to see what's going on and what's new out there when it comes to video games and what's old, playing old video games and a lot of RuneScape and all that stuff.
Fun. Wow. RuneScape in 2025. What is that like?
I'll let
Who,
Yata take
who
that.
yeah, who's still up there and doing that thing?
yo,
Because it's
that's
still the
me.
same
I
RuneScape,
haven't
right?
played. Yeah. I
Wow.
play
Okay.
Full and RuneScape 3.
Okay.
Um, but they're like one of the most popular games of like the year right now. Like everybody, they just released a new skill, sailing, and it's like been a race to the max level again, and it's like just
As in
blowing
as
up right
in
now.
boats
All,
on the
all the biggest
water
streamers, yeah,
sailing.
the boats on the water, like
Okay.
yeah, sailing. But it's been a lot of fun playing the new skill and just like grinding it out, getting back to that nostalgia of 1998, you know?
Oh wow. So that's what I would thank you for pointing out. Yeah, exactly. How long it's been around. I couldn't quite remember the date. Um, but yeah, it's just so wild. So they've been updating it all this time, and there's still been obviously a community behind it, wanting to play and wanting more.
Entirely so. Like it is. We had at one point they reached like 250,000 like players online all at the same time on one of their on like on the old school RuneScape servers at one
Wow.
point this year. So like really maxing out some of the numbers there. Like that's a lot of people
Yeah,
all
that
playing the
was
same game.
again one of those moments when jaw just like completely fell open. I can't believe I wasn't expecting it to be. I was like maybe some scragglers who were still playing RuneScape. I wasn't meaning to call you a scraggler, Yoda and unknown, but I just it's been so like beneath the cultural radar for me. Uh, so okay, wow. I mean, huge numbers, obviously. Um, what a huge community! How fantastic is that?
Oh,
It's really
absolutely.
fantastic.
Eh,
I enjoy
sorry,
watching it.
ending on a rhetorical
It's,
question like that, which gives you no mileage to play on. You say you enjoy watching it?
oh, I'm like a voyeur when it comes to watching video games. I like watching people play video games, especially if they know
Same.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
I hang out with a lot of people that are like tech and world, like top 10 world champions and stuff like
Oh,
that.
bro, I see. Yeah, real
People
fast,
that are
real hard. Like they've got strategy, right? They're just thrashing buttons.
Yeah, a lot of the time, like the big gamers and stuff like that that used to be like champions in specific games and stuff, they've relaxed and gone to like, just clipping like skate video, skate and Tony Hawk and stuff like that. We were watching it the other night, or just like
Nice.
music combined with like just falling and doing tricks and stuff like that. They've gotten deep into like clipping and recording and stuff like that. Where
Fun.
like it's not even just about beating the game anymore. It's just like kind of like a free play, but just I don't know. It's really unique what's being done these days with recording and streaming and just how everybody goes about doing everything. It's just all unique.
Yeah, I was thinking more and more it's the response to AI because you can't really replicate natural conversation like this where people are just chilling, having a good time. There's no real goal or purpose to it. Just humans being humans, you know. So that's why I do it personally. I don't know if maybe that's everybody, but
Oh
awesome,
yeah, yeah,
right?
get it.
So RuneScape is one of those. I was thinking because I remember a long time ago, RuneScape was all about the communities, right? Like people gather in certain towns, play certain roles. And now that that's been going on for almost 30 years, am I doing the math right, or is it 20?
It's 20.
Okay.
Yeah,
So they must.
I think.
Are they
Sorry.
like passing their guilds on to like younger players and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've actually had to move on from my guild. I was in my guild for 12 years, and like it was just like died out. Like people stopped logging on, and it was like, okay, I'm still here. I got to pick up and move on. It's like or
Wow.
create my own. Like, what do
Right,
I
right.
do? You know? But like, it's just like a lot of responsibility running a guild. So I was like, I just joined a newer one. It was, you know, uh, providing support, like doing PVM, player versus monsters, combat with like the newer players, and just like teaching them like as a bossing teacher role,
Okay.
like teaching mechanics and stuff like that. Like made the game, it brought life to the game again. At least for me, for the long part of the 12 years that I in that clan.
Yeah, that's
So it
really
was kind of an
interesting.
easy transition to the new clan.
Like how much 12 years is like such a large part of your life. Um,
Yeah.
right? Because that's like, like being there is like gaming with those people pretty consistently, even if it's not like every day, but like enough that you maintain, membership in that clan.
Hmm.
So you're
Right on
like,
the nail.
yeah, right. So you're like, all right, now guys, this is how, I've been around a while, and I'll show you guys how it's done. Unknown is that so that you'd watch like Yoda play like RuneScape because obviously he's got the experience.
Yeah. RuneScape. There's this Chinese game that he's been playing, which is another kind of like role-playing MMO type of skill builder type game. I don't know all the technical terms for it, all that stuff, but it's unique. It's interesting. I get to do my work with producers, listen to music and stuff, and yeah, we kind of all just kind of listen to music and play games and stuff. It's interesting and just watching and stuff. Like we play a lot of Minecraft and uh, other things. Like yeah, we've been doing some like real weird Dungeons and Dragon bots in the Discord, and we did like a role playing like bingo producer challenge where it was really fun. Just a handful of people just kind of getting challenged by AI and stuff like that. We used AI to kind of do the producer challenge where it was like old ladies in a bingo hall and the ball falls out and Yottabyte has to do a track completely out of percussion and this
Oh,
artist has
sweet.
to do something that's not in the normal key and just all interesting.
That's really cool. Yeah, I saw you had the challenge up. Who ended up winning the challenge?
I was challenged personally to do like a remix of like a child's song, and the thing pretty much mentioned Barney, so I tried to flip that. We had like an hour. Got it. Like I said, did a remix, like a track based solely off of percussion. It came out really good. This girl Neve Rose, she's like a vocalist, so she did like a spoken word type of thing in a key that she's not she doesn't normally use.
Huh.
There's a couple other interesting ones. Bendanera just had like a generic like you've got an hour to make a track like, but yeah, everybody had a cool unique challenge that they had to do.
That is
It was a
that
lot of
is
fun.
yeah, it sounds like that's a lot of fun. Were you guys composing live on the Discord while it's happening, or you guys went off in your separate ways and then came
Yeah.
back in an hour and presented?
Uh, some people were, it's really up to the producer. Really, like 20 minutes in, everybody's sharing their screen, but 10 minutes in, everybody's like, "You kind of want to show anybody this."
Right.
Nice.
Like when it sounds like crazy, you don't want to share it.
Yeah.
You're like, well, time's running out. Either I scrap everything
Yeah.
and start, try to pick it up in, 20 minutes. It can be done, but and,
Yeah.
and,
Oh, yeah.
and
That was a big thing. Yeah. A couple of producers asked for like a little extended time and stuff like that. But yeah, now we're doing like producer challenges that are created by the producers in the label, and they're challenging each other. Yada's got something that's due on December 1st. It's a all 140 deep dub, throwback to 2012, 2013, and even older deep dub of music. It just pays homage to the genre and keeps younger producers that are into. They've never even heard some of the Spanish artists and stuff that I work with. I was challenging them. They've never even heard of deep dub before. So
nice.
being able to get people into the culture, the stuff that existed in the past, and supplying with samples and ideas and reference tracks and stuff. That's really what we're trying to move to do, is just help benefit the scene with knowledge and experience and inspiration and activities to keep people's minds busy. It's a mental health thing, trying to, we're a lot of awkward, anxious music producer nerds
Yeah,
from around the
yeah,
world. So anything that keeps our mind away from like depression and anxiety and this and that, and like fills our hearts full of love and compassion and laughter and happiness.
right.
I'm happy spending time with these producers just as much as any of my family members.
100%. Yeah, that is so funny. I was thinking back to last year. It was right before we started the Cox and the Space project. I was hanging out with
Hmm.
our main writer and producer over there, Aaron Cosbeil, the professor of comedy, and we started working on a project, and I was just like, it was really because like I was just like, I need like friends to hang out with because I have all these like creative ideas, but like by myself, like it just like all that anxiety, like you're saying, right? Like, what do I do with
Yeah.
it? And so the minute we started like thinking about it and like started meeting regularly, like working on creative ideas and then developing the show. What's up, Flamingo? We then, like then more and more people will gather around. We're here because, all of us are here having the Sesh program as a result of that. And like, yeah, it's like the more that we're gathered together as a community, like of artists, the better our brain health and mental health
Yeah.
is, right? 100%.
Yeah.
Because, and I was saying this to Yoda, like I feel like creative people are like whales that like are the deep divers that like their song is at like a frequency that most other whales don't hear, and so like it is like a very lonely existence. But like like meeting people who are deep divers as well with that same tone, you're like, yo, what's up? We're not all alone out here.
Yeah, it's all realistically like manifestation, like kicking a rock down the street, so you got to get to where you got to go. You just got to
100%.
take time. We're only here for a short time. A lot of that time spent sleeping. There's a lot of procrastination that goes on in life on
Right.
dreams and goals and stuff like that. When you're around other people, it seems like the goals are easier accessible, easier attainable. The information to realistically like tap into all of it seems more pliable than when you're by yourself and you don't have like anybody down your throat. Hey, when are you gonna finish that? What's going on with that?
Right,
What are you
right.
doing? Like,
Yeah, there's something about the collection of forces of like creative forces, right? Because it's never that 1 + 1 = 2 with the force of energy. It's always that they multiply. It's like it's always 1 × 1, right? And then it's like the
yeah,
force of those together. And then you have like 3 times the force when you're like have like people together. And then you just keep magnifying it versus just adding to it. Yeah, I was talking about that with like a couple of nights ago too. Like when everyone throws into like some a creative project, it's suddenly greater than all the people who put into that project, and it like becomes its own thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Um,
like I said, you'll never create the same piece twice. You're given paint, you mix the colors, you paint a picture. Everybody could have the same palette, the same paint, and all that stuff. And whether you're a 20-year in producer or you're just starting out, everybody's brain works different. And like I said, nobody will ever create the same art piece twice. So that's the nice thing of working with, you know, music producers, as well as artists and content creators, and everybody's got talents and insights on everything from video games to graphic design and video editing and all that stuff.
yeah, being creative is part of being alive. You see that even in our animals, as they're always trying to come up with solutions to their problems too. Um, and that's why they tear up the house, or they pee on things, is because like there's something that is bothering them, and that's their solution to the problem.
Yeah, they can't communicate in the same way, so they have to, interact and kind of try to get your, you know, like when your dog wants to be let outside and it barks, and then you think it wants to be let outside, but then it stops right at the door and looks at its water bowl, and you see that it's empty. Like that dog,
Right.
that dog just communicated with you exactly what was up.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. He lets you know. They let you
And
know.
I think that's going to be crazy in the future with AI and stuff when they're able to actually convert languages from animals to, human language.
Is this something that you guys have talked about recently?
Yeah. We've been
Is
having a lot of
it?
Yeah, yeah,
conversations.
because it came up in the last episode too, like just a little bit. So it's gonna be really funny. People are gonna be like the callback, right? Because like, dang,
I
yeah,
was like, oh my gosh, people talk about this other than like, we sit here and talk about the craziest things that we ever.
same. Yeah, but no, like that. It will be cool to, because it will be less about. I don't think it's gonna be about their vocal communications, because I think that's like the an awkward way that they convey their thoughts, but we'll be able to like know what their brain pattern is trying to communicate to us.
Yeah.
Because not all animals are like the barking is no more than probably like a hey, hey, and we
Have
understand
you
that. Yeah,
seen videos of the dog hitting the buttons yet?
yeah. The ones that are not AI are still pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like poodles, I've worked with dogs, and poodles with they can have a very high vocabulary. I can see them
Yeah.
talking. Same thing with collies. I think their vocabulary is somewhere in the hundreds of words. And I've seen them in action too that are really well trained. Like they do have the vocabulary of like a 3 to 5 year old.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. My mom used to have a pig, a potbelly pig in the house.
Hmm.
She's got all that stuff. And this fucking pig, he would play piano. You hear him knock on the door, like, just like crazy stuff.
That is wild. What do you mean you would play piano?
So yeah, you could like say like you could put a little like kid's piano down on the floor, and the pig would put its nose and push the keys and stuff like that because she trained it to, if it does this, it'll get a snack or an Oreo or something Cheerios and stuff like that. And the pig would go and play the piano whenever it was, wanted some food and stuff like that.
Pigs are
It
pretty
hated me. It
smart.
was chase me through the house, rip my pants, everything. It was
Dang. He's a spoiled little
terrifying.
pig. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty smart. We had a couple of them when I was growing up too, and they definitely knew what was going on and chose to be lazy, which I could always appreciate about pigs.
Yeah.
They're like, you know
The whole
what?
woo woo.
Yeah, like we could rise to power and really like take over this planet, but this under this tree is really cool, and this mud is making this hot day bearable.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why I think like pigs never evolved further than that is because they just decided not to. They decided that that level of evolution was just good enough for them.
Yeah.
Well, who the hell wants to pay taxes?
Right, yeah, exactly. They saw the apes evolving past them and they were like, you know what? I don't think so. And then we kind of herded them up and like, yeah, we could stop them from killing us, but look at all the food they're giving us in the meantime.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've seen some crazy videos with just like I think they're probably AI or whatever, but these guys handing this like chimpanzee a gun and like playing around and showing the chimpanzee, and then all of a sudden the chimpanzee shoots all over the place and everybody's running away from the
It's like
chimpanzee
a
with the
large
gun.
like assault rifle or something, and he's like spinning in circles with
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah. I think
Oh,
it
it's fun.
actually is because I think it exists before AI, but who knows about, computer graphics? It could have been done. Listen, guys, we do a program called the Sesh Program. It's for entertainment. We're speculating. The footage that we speculated on is it's from 20th Century Fox. It's probably about to be censored, and we'll have to clip it out anyway. But yeah, it's made for Rise of the Planet of the Apes or one of those movies. And when you look real close, you can see that it is in fact CG. But I mean, they have quality team, and it is good work, good camera work and whatnot, and everything. So. It's no wonder that dumbasses like us fell for it. I know the video you're talking about. It is pretty funny. It's like something you should never
Well,
do.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry I said the F word just now. I'm not sure if I could say that on here.
It just makes it more difficult for our editors, which is me. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. It's not even a big deal. That one, yeah.
It's
We're
really hard for me to swear on stream.
It's so weird that swearing is still considered taboo in some places because it seems pretty common everywhere, and everybody seems like that they use the words, and then they just don't want other people to think that they use the words, even though everybody uses the words. And I literally mean like everybody. Like I've heard like like preachers and stuff like that being like motherfucking tech. You're like, yep, see. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Now, now that nobody knows I use the words.
yeah, I think some people save them for special occasions, and some people just say it all the time.
Gotcha. Like the whip your dick out kind of moments.
Yeah, exactly. Like some people are like, okay, I'm only gonna cuss if it matters.
Yeah, I think the effective use of a motherfucker is appropriate. Like if you're the type of person who's generally pretty cool, you keep your language clean and like whatever. When you drop one of those, people like their ears like go crazy, like they perk up their eyes and like, uh-oh, this is a real situation. Uh,
It's a
Well,
word enhancer, I heard. That like, you use it to enhance what you're saying,
yeah,
and create like a, you know, there's just so many different ways of going about swearing, and like so many like words that aren't even real words because they're censored words, but
yeah.
they've expanded on the word that like shouldn't even quote unquote exist. Censorship is so weird.
yeah, it is. It's crazy, and that's kind of like the point that I was getting at is like, that almost everybody says or does the words, and then also in polite society, whatever that is, there's a group that we don't use, and maybe it's for our grannies. Mainly, it's for our grannies, probably.
Oh yeah, if you watch like modern day TV and like YouTube and streamers, I'm always like showing stuff to my dad and stuff, and he's like, "Did they really just say that just now?" Like,
And
and I'm like,
you're
"Yeah,
like,
it's a completely different world once the corporations aren't involved and it's somewhat of a free market.
right, right.
People really say what they mean and stuff like that, and it's not just people talking or there's conspiracy charges that could be brought up and stuff like that. It's freedom of speech realistically, and it's important that people practice that and are able to, and we're fortunate to live in a life that we can say what we want and do things like that without having to have people just like storm in our house and arrest us for it. So
100%. I absolutely agree that should be the case, and also that we need to be doing it. That not that we just have the ability to do it, but then also that uh, that we have open conversations because we come to expect that. Like, I feel like with media, it's become so false that you can't get the truth because it's always spun. And so I would prefer for people just to have regular conversations and tune into like regular conversations to feel like what people are talking about. Because that's the only way you can get good information now.
Yeah, transparency is everything when it comes down to it. Like, having communication with somebody and knowing what they say is not complete false, everything. Like, and it like with you could tell when it's real genuine conversation. It's always like, I don't know, it's worth more than any type of scripted nonsense because it's right out of the soul. It's not something that was thought over for hours and I'm gonna come up with these lines and stuff like that. It's right from the soul. It's happening right then and there that
100%.
feelings and emotions that it comes out in a way that describing it is just like, this is my first time. I always say like, people think about past lives and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and I always think that like, this is my first time here. Every day I experience something where I'm like, what the heck is going on right now? Like,
Right?
this is like nonsense. Like, how is this happening right now? I'm 35 years old and I've never experienced this in my life, and it
It's
happens
very
every day.
strange. Yeah, it's a very strange world, absolutely. Um, yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I think it was Yoda who pointed out in the previous episode that one of the truths you can hold on to is that we're all one thing. And right, did you say that earlier?
Yeah, yeah, I did. The rule of one.
The rule of one. I didn't realize that there was a rule for it, but like that's kind of a thing that I've come to understand too over time. But yeah, so you think you're like, yeah, this is my first time in like past lives and experiences like that. And I think like, yeah, that's true. And then there's some of us who tap into like what the greater experience of that oneness is. So like while I skip am a unique individual, like and it's my first experience here, like we're also part of this thing, this like ancient and everything. So um I don't know, it's a weird balance. What are your thoughts, anyone's thoughts on that?
Think of it as I think of the human experience, well, not the human experience, like the human form and the brain as like an OS. You know,
Okay, yeah,
um,
okay.
so like you as Skip and me as Chandler, we can both use that OS, but we're two separate people using the uh, same thing, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, right. Right, yeah. And so like you can't be like somebody who's using a computer as a hacker because it's not the device that they're using, it's how they're using it.
Right, exactly.
That's the point you're getting at, yeah.
Yeah, and like I think the that's like what we're missing basically is like what is the OS? I mean, we know what the brain is. We know that there's many types of like kind of like how dogs have breeds. There's many types of humans that are the same too.
Hmm.
So like
I mean,
what's the O?
I didn't want to totally get into eugenics. I'm just gonna throw that out as a cautionary. That's not exactly what I think we're meaning here, but I think that there are different types of like even thought processes in humans that transcends like
Yeah,
race and culture and stuff like that, which I think is the broader point that you're making. Um,
that that like there's less consciousnesses than there are people.
yes, I 100% agree. One of the things that I go to is the thought of like how the zodiac and then how all the houses break down to like a very large number of people that's not infinite, but large enough to like seem like there were new people here. but like it's just fragments of like 12 souls that are being put together in like an infinite number of different ways.
Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah.
somewhere out there, there's somebody that looks exactly like you. They might have a whole different life and stuff, but they
Genetics is also a thing. Yeah, absolutely.
exactly. So, and I think that's what everybody's trying to get down to is like you can't explain the OS because obviously you're using it. Um,
Mm.
the only way to like really dive into it is like by putting your brain in developer mode, whether that be through meditation or psychedelics or a spiritual religious experience or something like that.
Right,
Um,
a transcendental state of some sort.
yeah, and I think nobody can agree what the actual OS is.
Well, because it's bigger than all of us. That's why
Yeah,
like our human tiny little perception of space and time can't possibly describe all of everything in a way that is
right.
coherent. Like like the clearest explanation I've ever like conceived or been told basically is like how space and time started out as a one-dimensional loop and then from that exploded and that's what we are. But like even there, right? Yeah, whoever posted that, 100%. That's exactly the point, right? Like from that, like that doesn't really sum up all of everything that's happening. And so we go through the experiences. Like you guys are producers. Like I create stories. We get together and chat about different ideas because the everything is infinite, and we're part of the creation, and we're creators in it. And so like having the conversations about it is like, because we keep trying to like just experience it together.
Yeah,
There
and
you
what
go.
blows my
The chat
mind
is
is
popping up on the stream too, so people are saying what you're posting unknown, just so you know. And that definitely exactly. No, no, I appreciate it. That's what the point of the chat is, and that's why I have it up so that people can see those. That's exactly the things that like I'm pointing out. It's just like it's so cool that like we're having this existence, and then we do a song that makes us feel a certain way, or we create a story that makes us feel, or we like create visuals.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Putting things into reality, manifesting from nothing, something, thoughts, ideas, and taking the time and getting other people involved. It's like, I've that's why I love playing Minecraft and stuff with other people and stuff because every time you turn around, there's a new building, there's stuff happening that is
Yeah.
completely out of your control. You only get to wear one pair of shoes at a time. And I think being able to
Nice.
be in a
That's a quote
reality
right there.
where you can like perceive other people's perceptions through like Discord and streaming is like these are what these people are exactly doing right now. And this is what's being manifested in so many different directions. Somebody's working on video editing, somebody's working on music, and the other person's working on music on a completely different software, a completely different genre, completely different tempo, completely
Right.
different key. Everything is so vast in what could be done with the human mind these days, and like it's just like to see how it's progressed with the speed of the internet and the just everything, just manifestation. These programs wouldn't exist if it didn't wasn't a bunch of people hanging out in a room and talking ideas and
Exactly.
things wouldn't happen if there
That's what you
wasn't
mean by
that.
manifestation, is that it starts as an idea, somebody talks about it, verbalizing it, it becomes a plan becomes a thing becomes refined, and then it becomes this like process that continues to grow and grow, right? Manifestation.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
and I'm gonna post something here about the astrological houses, like you mentioned
Oh
before and
yeah.
stuff.
And it's dope. Like once you start to crunch numbers about like how the houses create complexity within each sign, you start to realize that like yeah, we could be 12 souls ripped apart and put together in different ways, and now we're experiencing that. And I think the 12 souls chose to do that because they wanted to see from each other's point of view. What's up, Dylan? Like what it was. And also, if you look at the zodiac, it's this really clear progression that it's not like 12 different things. It's like 12 stages of one thing. Welcome, Dylan Farr, your artistic spitfire. Um, yeah, artistic spitfire comedy. I'm so glad you get to be here. We've been having great conversations about
I
life,
apologize,
the
I'm
universe,
late.
and everything, and we were excited to have you aboard.
Life, the universe, and everything, dude. Life has been picking up for me.
Yeah.
I recently, last Wednesday, I did an open mic at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase, and I had a bunch of people come out and turn in a bunch of passes that earn you credit towards. You have a chance to earn guaranteed stage time the following month.
That's what's up.
And I had so many people show up, and I earned guaranteed stage time. And I went to an awards ceremony at where I worked at last month. And a bunch of the people, I basically just passed out 50 more of those purple passes that are going to get used next month. So there's another month of guaranteed stage time if things go over well. So life is really looking up.
That's what's up, man. That's so good for you. I'm so
I
excited.
apologize.
Why are you
completely,
apologizing? I'm happy that you're sharing this happiness with us, and that we get to share it with you, man. Yeah, like, that's so cool. If you guys haven't checked out his comedy, it's super funny. He one of the reasons I like having him on, but also it's just a joy to hang out with you. Dylan, we're here with Yottabyte, who is a music producer, as well as the Unknown Artist, who is part of the Electric Sunshine cult. And I believe, Chandler Fleming of Flamingo Music, because we're hanging.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. How's sobriety going for you?
All right, since you guys are sobriety. All right, so I'm 2 weeks sober off of weed.
Nice.
The other night I did end up drinking with some friends, so
Okay.
that kind of restarted 2 days ago. But
Okay.
alcohol was never my big problem. It
What
was
was it?
always the weed.
Okay, cool. So you stayed strong 2 weeks. Nice.
Yes. And
I'm
so
glad to hear that. Because we were there.
I wanna run this
Thursday.
by the music guys here
Okay.
because this is one of my favorite jokes I wrote for my mom, and it's music based.
Okay.
I am proud to say I discovered the difference between Jim Morrison and Van Morrison.
What
It's
is it?
just a couple doors. And if you don't like that joke, you can sell yourself into the mystic.
Wow.
I wrote that because my mom was jamming out to Van Morrison one morning, and I was just like, I have to be a smartass.
A brown-eyed girl.
Right.
What would the mashup for that be? Like if you mashed up the two, what? Brown Eye on the Storm?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not. I did not.
Over the other day and listened to probably 100 different variations of WAP with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
Wow.
There was so many versions. There's hundreds, probably 200 that exist. We listened to them all.
No.
Now, I have a question. When it comes to Nicki Minaj, her song "Bees in the Trap." Now, did you say she bees in the trap, like I bees in this place, or does she say she has bees in her trap?
Which
That is the
that
question
seems
I've
like
always-
it's a medical question. It really should be resolved by somebody more talented than me. She goes to her gynecologist. I got bees in my trap, and she's like, "Oh, Nikki, you you totally do be up in this trap sometimes. And she's like dying in agony as she's being stung inside her. I was trying to think of a fun word that was gonna go there, but I didn't get it in time. That's why I don't do stand up.
No, I prefer going to traps that don't have bugs inside them.
Right, yeah, exactly. It does seem like a trap more if there were bugs inside of it. Maybe Nikki thought it was. She was like, I'm gonna set up a trap just in case. You know, somewhere out there, some guy's going crazy. This is it. He'll get stung by bees.
Well, please tell me that my joke was not lost about bees in the trap, right?
This is me just sort of running with the bizarre nature of that joke. Like, because then her trap becomes a trap, is what I'm pointing out. Yeah, I always have a lot of fun when you come on, too, Dylan, so.
Well, I'm glad you asked me to be on. I apologize. I had an awards ceremony I worked at a haunted house last month.
Did you get awarded?
I did. No, but I got a lot of compliments for the job I did. So that was enough of an award for me.
Yeah.
When somebody tells me I did a good job and they enjoyed having me on there, that was really exhilarating.
That is it's definitely.
Congrats.
Actually, we're gonna be doing a Valentine's Day haunt.
Really?
Because as we all know, fear is a great aphrodisiac.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good. I mean, if you need an excuse.
See, I used to, when I did the haunting, I was a zombie park ranger. And that was my favorite role to do.
It is fun.
Because I was in this little makeshift cabin, and I could watch, like, if there was just a couple coming and there was no other group behind them, I would wait for them to pass out of the spot I usually pop out of. And when they were past where I would pop out of, I'd just walk up silently behind them, and I'd just be like, right behind them. When I tell you I have never seen 6-foot-tall linebackers cower so much, it was exhilarating to see. I'm 5'7", just for the record. So when I can make someone that's 6'6" act like a scared little girl, that is wonderful.
You become the tormentor.
Exactly.
But only in a limited space where it is safe. That's awesome. So is it going to be like a similar theme to the Halloween show, or are they going with a different one for Valentine's Day?
No, it's a Valentine's Day haunt. So it's going to be the same stuff, and it's just we opened up the haunt for Valentine's Day.
That's fun. You were talking about how it would be fun to do it year round, so there's at least a second opportunity.
There are some that are year round haunts. Like I think Eloise, the old insane asylum here in Michigan, I think that's year round. I could be wrong.
Wow, I can't
do
tell
a lot
if
of
that's
work.
cool or in bad taste. Quick poll. Cool or in bad taste?
What's that?
Having the
old asylum,
old mental hospital be a year-round haunt. And this may or may not be true, but Flamingo in cool or in bad taste?
Cool.
Okay. Unknown Artist, cool or in bad taste?
Yeah, I'm afraid of ghosts. I don't like to fuck with all that stuff.
Okay, so
the asylum is actually haunted.
Cool or in bad taste?
Actually haunted.
See, that's the thing. Is like, why would you want to turn a place that is actually of torment into a place of entertainment? Because that just seems like you're asking for trouble from the spirits. Yottabyte, you're cool or in bad taste?
Well, they don't just do a haunt there. They also have a ghost hunting experience. Like, you can go stay the night in the old asylum. Like, it's... People have been they've reported being pushed. They've reported having their hair pulled. All sorts of things. Heck, I just found out from one of my bosses at Hush, the building we work at, out of, it's an old skate rink, and back in the day it was an old ice rink. That's haunted as well. Like, my boss was like, yeah, I've seen people in the hallway. I've heard people, like, talking to me from the hallway when nobody else but me was here. I've had my hair pulled in here. And I'm like, huh. So I didn't just imagine someone staring at me from the darkness. Like, there were times I'd look into the dark hallway and I'd be like, is there a motherfucker there staring at me?
Yeah. Yeah,
because it feels like I'm being watched.
Yeah, I've been in haunted places for sure, where you run into those sorts of things. And that's where I'm like kind of on the fence because like places that are haunted, I think it's, like as a tourist, to have the opportunity to go to there, I think that's cool. But then at the same time, I'm like, the reason they're haunted is because of the things that happened. So I'm 50-50. You have a thought,
Well,
cool, cooler, and bad taste?
A fun fact about Eloise, the mental asylum. Sorry.
One sec.
Sorry.
I think it's a pretty cool idea.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we got two cool. I'm on the fence. Unknown, you said bad taste, so you just because you don't like to fuck with it. You just wouldn't go because you don't like to fuck with it. So okay.
I worked at a place that was a haunted trail, and we had to dress up, and I was at the end of the trail, but at the end of the night, the guy would come that owned the place would come to the last little attraction thing, and we would walk back and let everybody know that they were done for the night. Well, we did that one night, and we were getting stones thrown at us in the middle of the night. It was like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden, from all directions, these stones were just coming. It spooked me right out.
There's no people out there.
Yeah, we were all freaked out. It was happening to all of us, like. It was
crazy.
It was in the middle of nowhere. So.
That's why I'm like making a game of something. Like I can see doing the tourism as like a ghost hunt, where you're like respectfully like paying attention to like the spirits there, but like doing a hunt there seems a little bit much. But Dylan, thank you. What is the fun fact about this mental asylum?
My grandma worked there, which means I will not work there. Because I know those ghosts are going to be like, hey, you look familiar.
Yeah.
You should come join us. No, I will not join you.
They might be if they're from her time.
Yeah. Well, my mom always tells me the story of when they first took her to work at Eloise. It was night, and my grandpa was driving them, and they had one of the old station wagons with the rear-facing seats in the back. Where my mom was sitting in the back, facing out the back window.
Okay.
She saw someone hanging from one of the buildings, and she tried to tell her parents, hey, I just saw someone hanging from one of those buildings, and my grandpa was like, oh, stop telling stories to scare your sister, because my mom was known for telling stories. Well, the following day, my grandma comes home and is like, yeah, Sharon wasn't telling stories.
Oh, what? Oh, my God. That's wild. Oh, I definitely thought that was going to turn out to be a ghost story, but instead is a created ghost story. The moment when somebody started haunting the grounds.
Yeah. Well, Eloise used to be so big, it had its own train station. It had its own zip code at one point.
Where are these crazy people coming from that you would need to be that large of a mental institution?
Well, mental health was treated very differently back then than it is now. It wasn't just for mental illnesses. Anyone that was undesirable, whether they be disabled or whatever,
I got
you always put your undesirables, as they called them back then, into the insane asylum because they were like, well, we don't want people seeing that these people are in our family, so they shoved them under a rug, so to speak. And that's the sad truth of what happened with most of those mental asylums back in the day.
That is why
That's
it's gonna
why,
be even more creepily haunted. Oh my God. Okay. All right.
yeah, there were some mental asylums that had fucking children's wards.
Well, that's what I was
Fucking,
thinking. Yeah, I mean, like you have a whole like series of like non-speaking autistic people that we put there for a few decades. Because they seem to not have any like value to society, but like meanwhile, like fully functioning people that are like trapped in bodies that they can't get to move. Um, oh God, oh my God, yeah.
yeah.
The amount
Well,
of psychic energy locked behind those walls. That's part of them. Like, nah, I don't think I would go in there even as like a hunting, because they'd just be like way too crazy. The energy would be just way too crazy.
sorry, I heard one of the cats fighting, and I'm like, who's fighting out here? So I am walking, trying to find who was fighting.
Did you find a solution, or is it a haunting in your house that sounds like cats that have lived there previously?
Yeah, ghost cats. And,
Ghost cats wrestling around, bro.
it's
No, no, that's my neighbors that have the ghost cats.
Wait,
Like they have a ghost cat that's so big it stands like 6 feet tall.
that's not a ghost cat. That's more like a
mother puma.
yeah, I don't. It's kind of like a
I might be
skinwalker,
exaggerating on this.
but like that's kind of like an astral projection of a skinwalker. I'm not quite sure where to place that.
No, we have shadow people in our trailer park. Oh,
Okay,
I'm sorry. Our mobile home community.
for sure. Okay.
Because in Ipsy, we have pigs, but we like to put lipstick on our pigs.
And pearls, of course. To make sure they're ready for the town.
That was a reference to trying to dress up the name of a mobile home park. Yeah, trailer park. It's a mobile home community.
It is a
Oh,
mobile
so we're
community.
putting lipstick on this pig.
Put lipstick on the pig, my guy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's
Uh,
consciousness.
but
I'm sure, like,
yeah, the shadow people. Is that what you're commenting on, Unknown?
yeah. Well, I'm just thinking to myself about like dinosaurs and saber-toothed tigers and like all the animals that have died over time. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like how, like if everything is part of consciousness and animals can perceive consciousness in a way that they're
Hmm.
conscious beings, they can do and act as they want at times. Uh, like why aren't there like ghost animals running around? Do they all like go somewhere, like do their souls get transferred into like some other, like, I don't know if how all
Well,
that
we
stuff
all
works.
know the T-Rex became chickens. That is what happened to the T-Rex.
So
The
there's
T-Rex turned
evolution
into chickens.
of that, for sure. But what I think you're asking is this other question, and I think the answer to your question, at least my opinion, is this: is that when things exist in the ether, like in sort of like a shadow realm close to humanity, when the amount of people think about them, and then the further away we get from events, the less people think about them and the less power they hold. I think that's kind of what it is. And they kind of like dissipate in energy. But that's just a theory. I
Well,
couldn't tell you.
that stems back to the old saying, somebody who's never forgotten, somebody that you remember never dies. They never
Right, yeah.
actually
Well,
die until you stop thinking about
yeah, they
them.
don't die until you do. And or at least like the echo. I think that like the existence of things is like ripples in the pond of creation, and we echo outwards until the ripples stop. And
Well,
then
it's like,
when the ripples stop is, and so like so dinosaurs and that sort of thing are having an effect, but their effect is now something where like it's powering our cars. And so like the ghost is there, but it's in this way that we're like not really expecting.
until they bring them back, and then we have that whole Jurassic World type situation going on.
Thank you for
Like,
bringing back the context.
I'm sorry, but seriously, Do people need to keep saying we need to bring back extinct animals? Motherfucker, there are 7 movies that tell you should not do this.
It's just a big government conspiracy just because they want to keep us from connecting with dinosaurs again.
Right, yeah, exactly. They're like, if these motherfuckers get dinosaurs, we're cooked. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna ride a T-Rex, and I'm gonna put lasers on it. Like, suck my dick. We're storming the Capitol with velociraptors.
Could you imagine the autistic Spitfire just riding around on a T-Rex?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Bro, just, for no other reason than that there's, you can.
Exactly. See, I'm the kind of dumb motherfucker that still believes that megalodons exist. I'd like to believe they're out there somewhere. And a lot of people don't like that thought of a 70-plus foot shark still existing.
Wait, I thought it was like it has been ascertained that there's a high likelihood that it still probably exists.
Well, there was an old book from, I think it was like the 60s or 70s, and I can't remember the name of it, but in it talks about a story of these fishermen in Australia that wouldn't go to their fishing ground.
Okay.
Because these were seasoned fishermen. These weren't greenhorns, as they were called, and stuff. If you were a new, like, guy on the water, these were experienced fishermen. They made their living off the water. They'd seen all sorts of things in the water,
Okay.
But they saw a shark of such massive proportions that they would not return to their fishing ground for months. Months.
Wait.
And as a fisherman, if you don't return to your fishing ground for months, that can cut into your livelihood at that point.
Right, yeah,
so
exactly.
Whatever they saw scared them enough that they did not want to go back.
Interesting. Okay, so
okay. there are supposedly accounts of megalodons having been seen.
Right.
And then there's things like the black demon, shark of such proportional size that's almost pitch black, and a lot of people say it's the opposite of being an albino. It's a melanated shark.
Yep.
It's like it's got excess melanin.
Gotcha.
But even then, that's still, like, they've gone looking for this thing and not been able to find it. So for whatever reason, it can. There's things in the ocean we're not going to understand, and we probably shouldn't understand.
Really? You think we shouldn't understand? Why do you think we shouldn't understand it?
Because I think the unknown is meant to be there to keep us from getting ourselves in too much trouble.
Huh. Fair. Okay.
Because when you know too much, you kind of put yourself in a hole that you can't get out of.
Do you think that because there's knowledge that man shouldn't know?
Yeah. Like, there's always that old belief that Cthulhu is real, and that he lives at the bottom of the ocean, in the deep water. There's a belief of that. There are people that literally, what are they called? Lovecraftians.
Right.
They believe that
along the lines of what I was thinking. Yeah.
They believe that H.P. Lovecraft didn't write those stories himself. He was being telepathically sent this imagery and stuff, and somebody was just there jotting down the stuff he was saying that he was seeing in his head.
Interesting.
There's people that believe that to be true, just like there's people that believe Jules Verne was actually telling actual stories, that were true.
That's so interesting because I kind of believe that's how creativity works, is that people don't make up stuff so much as they discover things. And there's a bunch of creatives in this chat right now, so you guys feel free to weigh in on that idea. But for me personally, that's how it always feels like. It's like I stumble across an idea and then I explore it more and more, not really like adding to it, but just like uncovering the depths of this idea. Any thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're sponges of people. Like, our consciousness only exists of like all you see, touch, taste, smell, and hear. And
Yeah.
I think the first thing that happens is auditory. Is that you hear things first, and then you see them, and because sound connects with us faster than light, because most light is. I don't know how it works, but realistically, yeah. I was involved in something they were talking about, that you hear first before you even see, like your brain takes in auditory first before you even see something. It's
That's
crazy,
interesting.
but-
Yeah, no, I am personally guided by that. Like my sense of hearing is almost always leading me before my eyes are. But I just thought that was me. Like I use it as like seeing as like a secondary to what like you can observe with your senses, your other senses. Um,
Well, sometimes it goes beyond that. Like,
yeah.
I've been doing ketamine treatments,
Okay.
and when you listen to certain types of music and you have like something like that going through your head, you start to think about things a little differently.
Absolutely
You
true.
know,
So
like-
let me back up real quick, just so you're doing prescribed ketamine treatments?
Yes,
Okay.
prescribed ketamine treatments.
And then
actually, specifically, it's called Spravato, which
Okay.
is actually what's known as S-ketamine. It's ES-ketamine. Basically, it's manipulated to be higher in a different protein, and it helps with depression when you're more resistant to the normal medications that people would use for depression.
Cool. That was the question I was gonna ask. Just I didn't need you to like necessarily reveal your diagnosis, but like recreational ketamine dosage and observed medical ketamine
Oh,
dosage
well,
are
the
two
first
slightly
time-
different animals. And okay.
Yeah, well, when I first started the ketamine treatments, I had to ask him. I'm like, am I gonna end up like Matthew Perry? Because that was a very valid concern. I'm like, am I gonna end up like this movie star that everyone loved? Am I gonna overdose on this stuff? And the person was like, no, we don't do IV ketamine. He abused IV ketamine heavily.
Right.
He was abusing it so much that it was not helping him at that point.
Right. Well,
That's
except for the
the
thing
honest-
that he was actually trying to do, which is fall into a hole that he didn't have to feel or see or anything.
Yeah, and the sad truth is, we need to, as people, feel our emotions because
I
that is
mean,
the only way we
that is
get
a
past
sad
our
thing.
problems.
We're gonna have a guest on the show next week. I'm super excited about, but that's the thing we're gonna be talking about is emotional sobriety. That you actually do. You need to feel the experiences that you have, and have them, and then you need to let them go so that they don't poison you. And because emotions are good, but when you hold on to them, they turn toxic. Just like any sort of food we consume.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. For us as artists, we have a fun way that we do it because we get to channel it into, things. But, also we need to we need to recognize that we're doing that, right?
Like for instance, the other night I was really depressed. It was Friday night. I was feeling really depressed and down.
Okay.
I ended up going out and channeling my energy into an open mic. I had a person on the street. They invited me. They were like, "We're doing an open mic. It's for music, poetry, whatever you want to do." And me, instantly, I'm like, comedy. That is what I'm going to do.
Of course,
Comedy.
of course.
That is what I do best.
Right.
well, everyone was doing music and poetry and stuff like that. So, like, I could tell the mood was really different. Like, there were a lot of people that were getting really depressed and stuff. Like, there was one guy, he sang it a very off-key rendition of Green Day's "Wake Me Up When September Ends"
Okay.
and "Good Riddance." And I'm like, okay, you know, I could tell like a lot of people were getting fidgety in their seats and stuff. And when I got up there, I was just like, you know what, I'm not here to sing for you. I'm not here to recite poetry. I'm here to do some stand-up comedy. Instantly, the room lit up. I was able to. I was able to pull a Robin Williams and bring some joy to a room that felt really just like kind of down,
Right, fair.
you
That's
know.
awesome.
And
Yeah,
that was one of the things I love doing. That when I'm able to get up on stage and take people out of the misery that I feel and bring them into some sort of joy, that's when I'm putting my talents to good use.
right. Make the world a better place. Um,
Yep.
and 100%. And turning the things that are difficult for us, the things that we, man, struggle with, and making it so we make the world a better place, just makes it less poisonous than it was when we found it. I hesitate to say the
All
word
right.
toxic because it's so overused, but I mean the things like the habits and behaviors that either personally or culturally that we have that actually turn us like rancid.
Yeah. Like a lot of I was sitting at a table with some of my colleagues tonight, and one of them a couple of them got to talking about how their grandkids and stuff are constantly in their phones and stuff, and I'm like, I have trouble where I'll get stuck in my phone, but getting stuck in these phones is part of the reason so many people are depressed nowadays, because we're constantly inundated with, oh, this is the chaos that is happening. Watch this chaotic moment and bask in it and feel this. And it's like, sometimes we need to just get out and touch grass. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, yeah, exactly. Just a big part of it. I was doing my laundry today, and I don't know what came over me. I think it's because we're rolling from Scorpio into Sagittarius. But I was like, I've been just running so much, like just getting stuff done. I was like, I'm just gonna sit. I'm just gonna sit here until the laundry is done and not do anything. And it was really, really cool. I had some disturbance like as I was checking the time, but it seemed like every like 10 minutes or so. But like just sitting and just being like, okay, I'm here, I'm present, I'm seeing where I am, I'm hearing what I'm hearing. Um, and I was like, it was a really nice reset, where it's just like not consume all the time or do all the time just to be is enough.
Well, that's like, I've been slowly taking on like new ways of learning how to meditate. Meditation has never been easy for me. I'm ADHD and autistic, so it's like I'm constantly running in my head. It's like running a marathon in your head that you can't stop, no matter
100%.
what. You're constantly going. You're just on the go, and you sometimes you just want to blow your brains out because you're like, just slow down and
Yeah,
let me
exactly.
relax.
I would like to not have some thoughts, please. Um, yeah,
Exactly.
and it was that, right? Because but then also it's like being able to like sit with yourself and those thoughts and like have those thoughts like exist but not mean anything or like run themselves out and then move along. And
Exactly.
that was kind of the like, and that's why I needed to do it because like I do same, right? Like just have all these thoughts and all these things that need to happen. Um, so much so that yeah. So yeah, no, I get it. It is difficult, and that's only from like practice of a lot more other things. Um, Specifically like doing comedy, where you have to be like, I know that you're doing this in stand up. Like when you get on stage, you have to come to this place of focus, right? Where like you might
Yeah.
have all these thoughts, but you have to tell this specific joke right now and this time. And you need to watch your crowd and you need to watch your light. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah,
and so,
that's
yeah,
that's the hardest part is when you're like trying to focus on the crowd and your light. Like you're trying to multitask, and there are times where you'll like be too focused on the crowd that you don't even realize when your light comes on.
right. And then also
Me,
trying to keep
my
track of your bit.
Yeah, and me, I'm constantly focused on, okay, is my light on? Is my light on? Is my light on? I'll be a minute into my 5 minute set and then I'll be like, is the light on? Like it doesn't stop because you're like, well, all right, at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase, if you go over even like by 5 seconds, you won't be asked back on for a long time.
Damn, that's
Like
cool.
they are sticklers about their 5 minute rule.
Okay, fair,
And they
fair.
have every right to be. That is their club. So you don't disrespect the club. And if you go over, that's why they're like, oh, you can time yourself and stuff, and keep track. And I'm like, okay, but
So,
it's nerve wracking.
Dylan, recently someone described Michigan comedy rooms as ambush rooms because you'll show up to do comedy, but the audience won't know that you're there to do comedy. And so they're a little bit pissed off because they didn't know there's going to be a comedy show going on in their favorite bar.
Yeah, that'll happen. Like I used to do
Oh no.
I used to host a comedy show at a bar called Sticks. It's above a place I like to go eat called Aubrey's Pizzeria.
Okay.
And upstairs they have the bar Sticks where they have the pool tables and the pinball machines. I cannot tell you how many fucking pinball players would get pissed that there was a comedy show going. The
So
pool
funny.
players were hit or miss. Like some of them would stop playing pool just to listen to you do your comedy. Like there's a place out in Wyandotte called Grizzlies. It's run by my friend Darren Lewis. Shout out to D. Lou. He's really cool. He's given me some good opportunities. We just did a benefit show for a guy that needed heart and liver transplant.
Oh wow.
But at Grizzlies, every Sunday night when there's a comedy show, they have a pool league going. So you don't fuck with the pool guys, because they'll cut you. They will cut you.
Right, yeah.
Because they have money on the line.
That's what I was just
they have
about to
money
say.
on the line.
Yeah, they got some bets in place.
But if you can manage to get your jokes right and you start to hear it quiet down, that means they're listening because they're actually interested in what you have to say.
Right, yeah,
And that's
exactly.
when you know you're doing good. When you can make a room that's being overly loud quiet down to listen to you when they have no reason to pay attention to you.
Right, their game's way more
That means
interesting, not the comedy.
That means you're doing something right.
Nice.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys.
What?
I found out the other day I've lost 250 pounds over 7 years.
Oh my god. Wow. You're mostly all gone.
I used to be 475 pounds. I'm now 225.
Yeah, you crossed that threshold.
Like I've lost more than half my weight, and I'm proud of that. I wanted to boast about that. I'm sorry. I had to brag about that because that is. I never in a million years thought I'd be this small again. The last time I was this small, I think I was in like 9th grade, 10th grade.
What'd you do to lose all the weight?
I stopped drinking pop excessively. Like I used to drink Coca-Cola like it was water. You know how fish will breathe through water? I was drinking Coke like it was just water to a fish. It just that was my thing. I liked Coca-Cola. And it took a lot of work, but I got here, and I'm actually happy with myself. I'm the best I've felt in years.
It's awesome. I
Yeah,
like
man.
that. Good
Yeah.
positive affirmation about yourself. There's a lot of people that don't say good things about themselves and appreciate.
Well, I don't find a lot of good things to say about myself, so I know how those people feel. But sometimes you gotta toot your own horn when you know something is actually good.
Yeah,
Oh,
when you
absolutely.
work towards something and achieved it, just to prove to other people that, hey guys, I know that you want those goals. It can be done. Keep working. That's why you do it.
Like I found out I didn't even used to be on the BMI. You know, most people don't use the body mass index because it's not that accurate, but I
Okay.
wasn't even on there.
Mhm.
Like it only goes up to so much weight before it's just like, yeah, you're hopeless.
D-Lo.
And
Hey,
I'm
that's some
actually
shit.
on the scale now, and that was a big thing for me.
Right, right.
You know, I wear a large shirt now. I used to wear 2, 3X. You know,
Facts.
it was a big deal.
And that is a big deal. That's pretty awesome. Um,
The thing that really kicked me into gear though was a woman.
really.
I liked this girl, and she looked at me and she was like, I could never see myself having sex with a guy who has a stomach. I'm
What-
like, God damn! Like,
Wow.
don't we all have stomachs?
That's what I was just thinking. How it's just a rib cage connected to the hips, like that. That's it. That's what she wants is like short kings, with no lungs.
I've seen some pretty girls with some big giant dudes.
That's true. And the girls who are with them say that they're warm and fun to cuddle up with. So I guess they have a point.
Yeah,
That's
what
how
I-
my ex was.
warm in the winter, shade in the summer.
Shade is so. Yeah, tiny girls with like these big boyfriends. Yeah, exactly. So she's like, just
Oh, yeah.
stand right there. Thanks, honey. Thanks.
See, my goal is to get one of the big titty goth girls. Cause I hear they're really into golden retriever energy. So,
Really, and you've got so much of that for sure. Guys, I just want to comment. We got about 15 minutes left of the show, just so you all know. So if you want to get your quips in, it's the time. So, but yeah, no, I can see the matchup of you with a big titty goth girl. Here's to you in 2026, having all your dreams come true, and you coming to your dreams. I don't.
They're coming in my dreams.
There you go. May they all come true. So.
Sorry,
No,
a little much.
I was trying to show
A
you
little
one
much.
that you could spike, and there you go. Yeah. So I don't know. Everybody has got to believe in something, and sometimes most of them believe in is a big titty goth girl.
I believe in a big titty goth girl.
So
You see, the big titty goth girl, she will not do you wrong. She will watch the horror films with you. If you are not scary enough, she will paint your face so you look scary. The big titty goth girl knows all. Because she has a crystal ball. And she is not afraid to hit you with the crystal ball when you fuck up.
right, and she knows your horoscope. She's gonna fuck with you specifically in a way that's gonna mess with your head.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, 100%, 100%. Chandler,
I
what
had
are
a
you
lot
working
of
on,
fun
man?
with it.
Is that the track you said you were working on earlier? Uh-oh. He's just tune
He's
this
playing
up.
around with the music. Well,
I don't know what it
about big
is.
titty
Yeah,
goth girls.
it's good.
Beat
It's
the
good
shit out
though.
of people with crystal balls.
That's the thing you're talking about at the beginning, right? Like the intelligent sound. It has like a very like the early '90s or early 2000s racing car sound. Is that what you can say, Yoda?
You know, if you want some intelligent music, check out Todd Rundgren and
Really?
Todd Rundgren's Utopia. This was one of my dad's favorite musicians. I have all my dad's Todd Rundgren albums,
Nice.
and this is like 60s, 70s, 80s style music.
Okay.
He's still performing to this day.
Wow.
Todd is, yeah. He's the guy that produced Meatloaf's "Bat Out of Hell." That band you hear on "Bat Out of Hell," that's Todd Rundgren's band Utopia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So check out his music. Like it's something different. It can really hit your soul.
That's awesome. That's that intelligence. I know you seem to
Sorry, I apologize.
You're good. I know. Did you want to make a comment?
I was just I was just thinking about Todd Rundgren.
Oh, okay.
I don't even ever hear that name or anything like that very often. I listen to Todd Rundgren.
Fair. Right? I was
I
like, wow.
remember my mom always told me that my dad took her to a Todd Rundgren concert as their second date, and he was like, "Now, Sharon, I need to prepare you because what you're going to see is all the people are going to pull out their lighters, and they're going to hold them in the air, and they're going to say, 'Todd is God. Todd is God.'" And sure enough, the people pulled out their lighters, and Todd was God.
in that moment, in that place.
Yep.
Wicked.
Yep. I come from a very interesting family. Like, my grandpa played for the Ohio U Bobcats back in 1960.
Oh, wow.
And that was the team that won a small conference championship. And he basically he formed an entire successful life, off of that. He became a school teacher, a coach. He became one of the top realtors in Ohio. So
because he was well known for being the football star back in the day.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was the things he took away from being a football player. The different lessons he learned on like just sticking with something that really helped him form a life that a lot of people would have been jealous of.
Fair.
So determination and commitment are very big things that, like, the way he's doing stuff, Flamingo's doing stuff with the music right now, that's determination and commitment.
Right.
It's kind of like NF says, the rapper NF. He's like these artists that you think may be brand new have probably been doing this for decades.
Facts. Yeah. You really have to get to a point where you've been doing it for a long time, where you've gained mastery of it, before you start doing something that's just groundbreaking. Generally, now there are savants, of course, who tackle early and they just have an understanding of whatever their form is, and are already doing they've mastered it from the beginning. But for the most part, you do have to work at it for a while to really get a hang of what the form is.
Like it's like with my comedy. I'm still in the comedy world. I'm still considered a newbie.
Yeah.
I'm only like 2.5 years in. That is a newbie.
Yeah. I would say you probably have to be doing, most general people, again, excluding the savants, who really pick it up quick. But yeah, you really have to be doing something for like 8 to 10 years to really have a mastery of it. And then after that point, you're going to be doing something that's like either novel or like moving the art form forward in some way.
Yeah. Like the thing I picked
Nice.
up on really quickly was acting. That's
yeah?
one thing I picked up really quickly.
Yeah, same. Like I was just like, oh, you just want me to lie? Okay, well, lying's easy, and you want me to lie in specific
Yeah.
ways using my voice and body. Perfect. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love playing characters.
Well, look at me. I can play a maniacal motherfucker. That laugh alone terrifies people.
Yeah, that's no joke. When you make the big guys squeal.
Oh yeah. Alright guys, I'm gonna get off here. I gotta
Okay.
head to bed.
Fair enough.
It was great.
Yeah, Dylan Farr, your autistic
Come
Spitfire
through and
comedy.
You can check me out on all socials at Autistic Spitfire Comedy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And dude, because you get to watch clips of his act all over the place, which means he's
On
constantly doing
YouTube
jokes.
is
Yeah.
where I have a lot of stuff put up. I have most of my performances put up on my YouTube, which is Autistic Spitfire Comedy. That is my channel name. So
and he's a Spitfire, so.
thank you.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It was cool to meet you, man.
Yeah, 100%.
It was wonderful
I'm glad
meeting you guys.
all got
It
together.
really was. Thank you for the chance to talk. I'm sorry I kind of bogarted the conversation.
Homie, you are our guest.
You can't tell,
You
know,
do not
for an
get to apologize.
autistic person,
Because we
for an
enjoy
autistic person, I talk a lot.
You got so many thoughts and they have to come out.
Yep.
Oh no, we're glad to have you, man. Every single time. We will talk again to see when
Yes,
you're gonna be
sir.
coming back. Because the time always gets away. Like you come on and then we like joke around for a bunch, and then it's like, dang it, like we're out of time again. So, yeah.
Just let me know when you want me back, and I would be happy to come back.
For real,
I
man.
enjoy this a lot. You actually make me feel like I belong somewhere.
You do.
Like it doesn't matter like what we're talking about. You actually take like even if I'm like bullshitting like my statements, like trying to make myself relevant, you actually take it as though I'm saying something intelligent.
You actually most of the time are, and they are amusing. So let the search for the
Thank you.
Megalodon continue. We're the big goal for everybody, I believe, is to make sure that Dylan Farr becomes rich and famous, so that we can actually do more searches for the Megalodon, and that he'll fund them personally. Because he'll be like, "Why are we doing this?" And we're like, "I don't know. This community got really interested in the scientific research." So, yeah, and it'll be like the search for Nessie, but on a much grander scale.
Well, actually, it's really interesting. A lot of people think Nessie is just an overgrown eel.
Huh. I mean, wow. That's a take I was not expecting.
If you want to learn more about that, you can actually read the book The Lock by Steve Alten.
Okay.
It's Stevealten.
Okay.
He's actually the one that wrote the Meg series as well.
Okay.
Have you seen Jason Statham in the Meg? That movie is based off his book series.
Gotcha.
But he wrote what he would call science faction. He would take facts and different theories that were just scientific theories at the time, and he would put them into his books. He would research thoroughly and then put the stuff in ways that he saw fit.
Okay, gotcha.
So
it could happen, theoretically.
It could theoretically. Tongue-tied here.
But for real.
Alright, guys.
Do so.
I'm signing off. Thank you again.
Oh,
Peace out.
Later, bro. Yeah, and we are going to be wrapping up here too. So, Unknown, is there any place in particular that you want to shout out as socials that people should check you guys out? For either yourself or that Electric Sunshine
Yeah, you
Cult?
can check out our website. That's pretty much where I'm sending everybody to is electricsunshinecult.com.
Nice.
/join the cult. And that has all our social links and stuff.
Sweet. Makes sense. yeah, kind of
Yeah.
consolidate that information. Um, shout out to Yottabyte, SoundCloud.com. .com/Yottabyte dub to do catchy music there. Also, Flamingo is up on SoundCloud as Flamingo Music. This has been a behind the scenes podcast for Cox in Space, where it's the Sesh program. And so you can check us out at coxinspace.com. And we've just been chilling. Flamingo, you want to shout out what this track is? Because it's hella dope. I think maybe his mic isn't working. Or he's like muted to us. He's like, listen.
No, I think you muted him. You got to turn him up.
Oh, I muted him. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't think that I had. Your user volume is.
Yeah, you just accidentally did it a couple seconds ago, so don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Let's go back to it. I can hear you. I don't know why everybody else is.
I can't hear Flamingo either.
I can't hear him either.
Okay.
I can. Why the hell can I be the only person that can hear him?
That's weird. It was happening the other night too. That it was just I was muted for everyone else. If you just disconnect from the chat real quick, I think, and then come back in, Flamingo, you should be good for everybody.
Oh, Flamingo, stop swearing like that. Oh,
Damn.
man, he's pissed, you guys.
He's talking to everybody like that. I really can't believe it. You know how it gets sometimes. Whoa! Now there's two of them in the audience. Which one's the real one?
Discord's chirping.
Yeah. Okay. I hope that's the real one, and not the doppelganger. Ask me something that only the real you would know. I don't know. That's. But yeah, what's this track?
This is I don't know. I just decided to do something a little different and go for the ambient drum and bass sort of thing. That I don't know. I used to really like it when I was a kid, and like Gran Turismo and all those older racing games, Burnout. They had a lot of drum and bass tracks in them.
100%.
So I'm trying to go for that sort of feel. I don't think I've really nailed it. It's kind of cool though. I like this breakdown kind of part, but it still feels a little too much like a modern drop to me. I don't really want it to have that kind of sound, but I don't know. We'll get there. This is my first time trying it, so.
That's awesome. No, it was real dope to listen to it in the background of the conversation. I'm glad that you went that direction. Super fun. You have any final thoughts as we wrap up the episode?
No, not really. I don't have anything exciting coming out or anything. It's completely uneventful. So.
Here we are at the end of November, beginning of December, and so facts. But we'll catch you guys all later on the Sesh program and other programs on Cox in Space. Later.